Hey crew, hey family rocking with me. We just had a hard day of work on that dump truck, but today's video is going to be actually got a buyer on the truck, so they're coming to get, well no, I'm actually gonna take it down to their house and drop it off. But the only thing that's not gonna be in it when they get it is that right there. So I'm getting ready to get one of my totes, all the stuff that I need, I'm gonna pull off, I'm gonna put in the totes. I got to get the ECM and all that stuff out, so it's going to be a matter of unplugging everything the right way, and that's going to eventually go on one of our LS swaps. I have a 400 turbo I got to go pick up, and then this is one that I got. I'm going to have rebuilt and put a shift kit in that, and that's probably going to end up going in the box Chevy when I do get that done. But I'm going to check y'all right back in on the queso when I set it up, and we start pulling this motor out of here. We're going to make it a quick process and try to get it done. Let me get all the tools I need, and we about to make some magic. LS magic, that is. Crew, we checking in on the queso. The boy's out here. We about to make him break the car down and start working on it, seeing he wants to be out here. But right now, what I'm going to do, take y'all through what I'm going to do real quick. Just pop all these tabs out. Grab you something like this and start popping them out. Get all this fascia off. Break down a lot of them. Get the sword out of the way, man. Start popping all the connectors and everything off and pulling everything apart. And the stuff that I'm gonna leave with it, I'm gonna just stick in the I'm just stick it in the truck. But we're gonna get everything unplugged and everything took off that's getting held back, and we about to get to it. Stay tuned. Crew, basically what we're doing is getting all the wire harnesses and everything unplugged and broke down. The last video was pretty much just unplugging each injector. Let me get the get my light on real quick. Get y'all down in here, but For each injector, there's going to be a plug in the top. You just pop up the little tab, push it in, and pop it up off of there. But we're going to just try to get everything unplugged. And then there's one plug that goes into your coil pack. That's for every one. So you can just unplug the one and leave this on the side of the motor. No problem, not in the way. But we're going to pop all of these tabs off. And I'm going to just take the whole wire harness. But what I am going to end up doing is a lot of this stuff I'm going to leave hooked up, and I'm going to go in the house. I got some little plastic tabs. I'm going to write down what everything was hooked to as far as the AC and, you know, stuff like that, so I'm not getting mixed up when it comes time to put it in the car, because a lot of that stuff I'm not going to use, and I may use. I might even pop this out and bring this along the way with us so we can have an AC setup in the car. Maybe, maybe not. You never know. But we're going to finish working our way on down and popping the top off and trying to get this wire harness completely disconnected from everything and get it fed all the way to where everything is laying over here out of the way. And once we get it out of the way and moved, just slide on with me. Yeah. Once we get everything out of the way and moved, I'm going to take this shroud off, get under there, loosen the motor mounts, flywheel bolts and everything like that, get the engine out of here, try to get it on the trailer and get it going tonight. I possibly might see that too, because I'm trying to get this dropped off ASAP so I can get this spot and get on to the next mission that's at hand. But right now, I'm going to set y'all back up. We're going to finish getting this wire harness off here and see what we can make happen. Stay with me. Stay with me. All right, what we're going to do next is we're going to get this shroud off and then get that fan off. I'll show you a little trick. Get my light down in there. If you can see, I'll show you a little trick. I got a big pressure wrench I'm going to put on there. We're going to knock this fan off after I get this removed. But we have pop-up pin right there, pin right here, bolt there, and I want to say there's 2 more pins on the other side. We're going to get the top popped off and get to removing that fan. I'm going to show y'all this little trick with removing that. It's real simple. It's not as hard as a lot of people make it seem, or you might think it is, but it's very simple if you use these little steps. It might work for me, it might not, but we will see live on camera right now. So let me start getting this removed and we're about to get to it. So it's going to be pretty much 2 of these on both sides. Pop them out, and then we got the 2 bolts, and we ought to be able to get this up and out of our way on there. Don't think that went to the ground, so I'm not going to spend too much time searching for it, but we're going to put what we got. All right, let me grab this Creston wrench. I'm going to get y'all down in there, and I'm going to show you the little trick. I'm going to get this penetrating deep creep. One of the best things I've seen on the market right now. Put a little bit of that on it. Let me get y'all in close. See if I can get y'all down in here to see what we have going. All right, that might be perfect. Let me see. Let me go get the Creston wrench and let's see if the trick works. let's get this slid on here. Get it on the correct side. Try not to knock the camera down. Get it on there tight. All right. Now I'm about to give it a nice tap with the hammer and it should come loose. But granted, to get this to work, you have to leave the belt on. Let's give it a tap. I don't know if it's working or not. Let me see. Y'all see that? Might have worked. Set the hammer down. I hit my hand a little bit and voila. Get the light turned on so y'all can see. A couple little taps. That thing spin off just like that. Alrighty. So we got that out of there, removed. Get it set over to the side, and I'm gonna set y'all back up. We're gonna let this I think I'm gonna get under the bottom of this plug as much stuff as I can get unplugged before I drain this antifreeze, because I want to put something down so I can catch the majority of it if I can, but there's a chance that I might not be able to catch. Whoa, socket down here. Got a new tool for the toolbox. I'm gonna get y'all set up and finish getting this wire harness pulled. Once I get it pulled, we're gonna get it moved out the way and try to see what else we're working with, man. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna take y'all up under here with me. 2 seconds. All right, now I got y'all up under here at the bottom. Just giving you a look at the bottom of the big 6.0. That's the oil pan sitting across that. Definitely gonna be doing some valve covers on this thing, but what I'm mainly about to do now is try to pop these harnesses loose right here and start pulling all the wires and everything loose, and then go for the motor mounts and torque converter. Gotta slide back here and get this starter off. I'll let you know what the sizes is once we get to breaking that down, and get up in there and get that torque converter loose. And then we're gonna work on pulling this thing out from in here. And then I got some stuff I gotta do, because I actually want to keep the plugs for the O2 sensors and the parts for the exhaust on them too. So we're gonna get this thing up out of here and get it dropped off. Just rock with me, man. Rock with me. Stay in tune. I'm gonna set it up. Probably won't be able to actually really see what I'm doing, but all I'm really be doing is just getting all of these wire looms and stuff freed up to where everything is unplugged and disconnected, and pull it up top. Once I get everything pulled up top, I'll show you exactly where it is, how I'm gonna lay it off to the side, and then we're gonna get back to busting it down real quick. All right, crew, we up under the 6.0 LS. Right now, what we about to do is remove the starter. It's gonna be a 213, 13, or aka 1/2 inch bolts that go into it, and then we're gonna get it down and we'll get the plugs out the back. I'll let you know what size the 2 connectors are that are in the back. I'm gonna get it broke loose with this, and then I'm gonna be a little lazy and grab my electric ratchet, and we're gonna try to run this thing up out of here. One bolt. Two bolts. It's looking like both bolts are the same exact size. Let me get them up here next to each other. So, yep, same length. This is the 6.0 LS. So, I've seen some where one was shorter, one was longer. I'm sure different style starters maybe have that about it, maybe. Who knows? Let's get it pushed to the side. See if we can wiggle this thing down. start unplugging stuff. Might not be able to finesse it down up out of here. Let's see. Uh-oh, it's looking like maybe not. Alright, we might have to get a couple more wires. Let's see where else I can finesse one of my hands to get up in between here and get this thing back. I think the hold up now is my actual wires in the starter itself. But it don't really seem like I would have been able to get them out first. But that definitely seems like it's not a rest in my face. It's holding me up. So you see if I can pop these wiring harness out, and that give me a little bit more playroom. A little bit more playroom to pull this starter backwards a little bit. And I have to say it did absolutely nothing. That did absolutely nothing. Guess you just gotta find a sweet spot. Losing all my change out my pocket. Look like that spot doesn't want to get sweet, so let me see what we're gonna do. See if we can come in looking from the... Nope, can't come in from right there. I'm going to remove this plastic plate. I'm almost absolutely positively sure that's my problem. So, if you watch long enough, grab your attention on Kmart shoppers, remove that bolt, and that ought to come out no problem. Wasn't looking at that. Now I just looked up and noticed it. My mistake, people. Well, I have to say, I'll say, boy. That'll do it. I'm almost positive now that starter is gonna just come out of this thing no problem now. Now let me put this actual bolt back in this hole so know where it belongs, but that's a little tin that holds that plastic housing on. How are we gonna finesse both of them back down again? Alright, let's lift this up. Pull this down, wiggle this around. Thought that would do it. Definitely thought that would. Oh, there we go. There we go. Get this out the way. See if we can pull this down to get some eyes on what what we're gonna need to get it removed. All right. Is that long enough? I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of penetrating oil before I even try to take it off. See if it helped me out. But I'm definitely gonna hit that with some penetrating oil and see if we can't get it to cooperate. But the way that look, it might not. But the deep creep is, it's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. So we got to get it sprayed down and see if we can try to get that to cooperate with us. Hey crew. So we got the starter poured down. Now what we got to do, if you can see, there's a 13 as the main source, and then you got a 5/16 with the small boat. We're about to try to get them loose. We put a little penetrating oil on them. Once we get those broke down, we're gonna get it set on the ground. But it is two 13mm boats, same size, 13mm on the main hot, 5/16 on the ignition wire. We're about to get that loose. I'm gonna try to pull this whole wiring system from up under here and out the way. See if we can get it pulled to the top of the truck. And I'm checking you right back in. Stay with me. Okay. Two bolts that are identical. Put them down in there. And then it's hard to get to them before you get it removed. But you got a 5/16, aka I want to say either 8 or 9. And then the main power wire is 13. But let's get back under here. Now what we're gonna try to do, let me take a screwdriver with me. We gotta get the torque converter bolts. Get the light popped on so we can see what we got going on here. All right, so we're gonna have to show you a little access hole down here, just in case you didn't know. But this is normally, like back in the day, the bottom of the transmission was open, so you can put a flywheel turning tool on it and just spin it and get to all your bolts. But these newer model setups is the whole goddamn thing goes around it. So we're gonna pop this off right here if I can. Okay. All righty. And what that does there is give us access to the flywheel. What I'm gonna do is use the screwdriver and get it in a position and pry. Let me see if I can get this light up in here that way. So just in case you want to try it, you can pry to turn it. And as you're turning it, you could be looking in this hole up here. And you're waiting for the boat to come around. We actually got a boat way up there that's going to come around and we're going to loosen them up. So I'm going to get one spun around. We're going to get a socket on it. And I want to say it's either a 16 or a 15, not for sure. But what we're going to do is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. We're going to get a socket on it and get them all broke loose, and then we'll have that flywheel loose. It might be like 3 or 4, but I want to say 3. But check y'all right back in. Hey, family, on these 5.3s, I've never been able to figure out how to get this plug out. I never understood. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to do some research and let you know what it is when I do sit down and start editing this. Let me get you right up in here. They're hard to get out, and I normally have a hard time unplugging. I normally destroy them. But over the time I've learned, if you get your little pick tool like this right here, and then you could get it wedged up in the bottom and pop it out, and then it'll let you just pull it straight out like that. But I normally have a hard time with these. But Harbor Freight, you can run up there and invest in one of these little pick tools, and it'll work perfect to get that unplugged. I always had a hard time getting them unplugged. But now, let me get you in a position so you can see what we got going on. Let me get these plugs out the way. We got them. Yeah, unplug. Get y'all set up somewhere. And I'm sure you probably can't see up in there. But we have one of the we got one of the boats spun around. Let me see if I can get you in a position. don't think I can. Maybe I can. But we have one of the boats. If you can see this here, let me spin the camera. We have one of those boats exposed. So now what I'm gonna do is try to get my it's a 15, by the way, just in case I didn't mention it. But we might have 3 of them. Let me get my ratchet, and we're gonna see if we can get them broke loose. What you're gonna have to try to do is hold your screwdriver at the bottom and hold the flywheel a little bit from spinning, because more than likely it's going to try to spin when you get this loose. Let's see if we can get it. Nope, that's not a good grip on it. Let me spin it back so we can get a good firm grip on it. What we don't want to do is strip it. That's what we don't want to do. All right, now I got it in a position. Let me hold it with the screwdriver. Give myself a little resistance over here. Okay, I think we got that thing to break loose. Or did we? Spin it around. See if we got it to break loose. We did. So let me go to the next one. You know what? I might come all the way out with that. Yeah. I think, seeing that I got it broke loose, I might as well come all the way out with it. That way we're not making a double trip around and pull these out. If that makes sense. Might even put an extension on this so I can get it back here a little bit. Oh, time for the power tool. Ah, where are you at, Power Wrench? Get a little extension, see if it makes life a little easier. All right. Can we get this off without knocking over everything? Absolutely can. All right. Got one bolt out. Now I gotta spin it with that screwdriver where I showed you earlier and get it around to the next bolt. See what we got. Coming up on the next one. All right. Get set up. Try to get it loose. All right. Get it spun to the next one. Gonna get that last one out, and then we're gonna go back up top and start working on the bell housing bolts. Then we gotta come around to the exhaust manifold bolts. I'm gonna have to get those lubed up and get it up out of there, but I'm gonna check your hand here momentarily. Hey crew, so far we got all the torque converter bolts out, all the plugs off at the bottom, radiator out, fan off, belt off. I took the power steering alternator bracket off so I can get better access to these motor mounts on this side, and it looked like it gave me a clear shot straight to them. So what I'll be able to do is remove those, remove the ones on the other side. Now I got to reach down behind the motor back there and get to that top bell housing bolt, and then try to work my way down. Hopefully I don't got to take the intake off, but if I do, oh well, I'll just snatch the intake off and get to those bolts, make my life a little bit easier. My buddy Gas Ape TV got the bracket that I would need when I slap this off. I can bolt it down and lift it up out of here, but the way that it's looking, probably not gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna have to take the bolts loose from off the exhaust and put my old seat belts and stuff that I got around it and try to snatch it up out of here. I should have enough room to move this bottom shroud out of here and have enough room to come forward and up and out of here. It's a lot of decent amount of room I'm working with. But when we get to access to these bolts and I can get a clear shot, I'm gonna tune y'all right back into the size that it's gonna need for that. And then once we get the motor mount bolts out, we're gonna move to the exhaust bolts and then bell housing bolts, and we should be coming up out of here. I'm gonna lay this whole wire harness over to the I think I got the oil sending unit still connected back there in the back, but once I disconnect that, I'll be able to pull this whole harness over and out of the way. But stay tuned. We're walking it down step by step, one plug at a time, one plug at a time. Hey crew, we have the motor mount bolts out. They are 15. Voila. They're not too bad to get to. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them was able to get with the ratchet wrench, and then the other ones I had to finesse with an extension way up in there to get to those. So now what we're about to do is get down here and see if we can't get the exhaust bolts to break loose. I sprayed them earlier, and they should be, you know, my PB Blast normally never lets me down. But before I go down here, I'm gonna try to grab what I need. I'm probably gonna need like a 15 or 14 to let me get that. And we about to get down here and see if we can't bust these off. And from looking at it, it's probably gonna be leaning more toward that 14. If I can find it, 916, same. But let me get down here and get y'all set up. Let me get the light popped on so you can see what we got going on here. Let me see. Now we're set up. Let's see. I want to say that's going to be my eyeballing skills are correct. That's going to be a 14. We're going to see if these things bust down to cooperation. They might not. Let's go with the most awkward to get to. Uh-oh, look like I was wrong. 15 for the exhaust bolts. Coming off the back of the headers. Thought it was a 91614, was not. Let's see if we could get a little cooperation. Okay, no cooperation there. So let's see if we can get a little cooperation. No cooperation there. So, plan B. All right, plan B. We're gonna get the heat. Throw a little heat on this thing. Slide this over. I'm getting that on my camera lens, and we're gonna see how much heat we're gonna have to put on this thing. Get it nice and hot, and then see if it turned in. Try to get it as hot as possible, and the better it shall work. All right, let's see. See what we got. We got it hot. Let's see if we can get it a little turn on it. Okay, okay. Put that heat on it. That heat always wins. Get the heat on it. All right, we got one to pop loose. Let's get the heat on the next one. Hey, don't put the boxes up over here, man. What? Afternoon. With the heat, let's see, let's see.
Oil. There's oil. All the oil came out, Dad.
Okay, okay, we got action.
Action now!
See, that thing came loose. Oh, let's see. All right. Let's hit the last and final one with some heat. That's what you gotta go through sometimes when removing these bolts. They don't come off the first time, or sometimes they break, but you want to get them off, try to lube them up, hit them with a little bit of heat, and work with them. Put up through the truck. Yeah. No, black. see. Oh, I have to say that thing broke free. So pretty much is all you got to do is have a little bit of patience with them, and just let it break free. We're going to repeat that same process on this other side. It ended up being a 15, and I'm gonna check y'all back in when we get them loose and come for I think all we got to do is do the bell housing bolts, and after that we come up out of here. I do got to get this oil the hoses off of this oil unit right here, so I don't know if I'm gonna cut them or if I'm gonna take them off the right way. They're leaking, so I might end up cutting them, but who knows. Check y'all in, let y'all know. Hey family, as you can see, it has got dark on me. We got everything on the motor pulled. All we got to do now is hook up the motor hoist, come up out of there with it, and get y'all turned on. That's pretty much it. Got the intake off. Everything is loose other than the coolant. I got to pull these lines off, let it drain out, and then this thing is ready to come up out of here, and I can load this truck up on the trailer, get it going. I got to get the ECM out of here and stuff, and the whole wire harness set up, pour that too. But for the most part, I think I'm going to call it a night. This is going to be part one of getting the 6.0 about a Cadillac truck. Stay with me. I'm going to tune y'all into everything that we had going on, the bolt sizes and stuff like that. It's real simple, something you could do quick. I could have got it done faster, but I was battling with the kids being out here and then hopping up back and forth. Then there was another car that I got to work on too that's probably out front, and I might go in the house, take a break, fire up the lights, and check y'all into what I got going on there because I got to put some brakes on it. But for the most part, this is part one of pulling the 6.0. We checking out for the night.